Hello and welcome to Friday Night Magic here on StephenPlays. Last week we took on Captain Baral, and he was Baral out of ammo. Actually, no, he had turtles. The guy had turtles. And if you watched last week, you know what I'm talking about. But seriously, he had turtles and seagulls. That was it. I don't know if there's anything else to his deck, but that's all I saw. Today we're taking on Evil Inventor Man. What is his story? Massive crowds gather around the arena at the center of the Inventors Fair, eager to watch the final event, the Grand Exhibition. Judges announce the winning inventions to great fanfare. All eyes fall on the esteemed head judge of the fair and honored guest of the consulate, Tezzeret, who announces that he himself will take the stage in the final duel. Deafening cheers ring out from the citizens as the renegade prisoner Pioneer is forced into the arena. The Metal Mage smiles as his plans begin to fall into place. Oh, it's going down. Pioneer versus Tezzeret. This is really... Oh, snap! We gotta kill Chandra's mom. Alright, so we play first. So we're playing as Tezzeret, which means we're going to be playing blue and black and have a lot of artifacts. And we've got land and a dual land. We're set on land. This is a perfect land. What is this? Contraband Kingpin, a 1/4 Aetherborn Rogue with lifelink. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Ooh, I like that. Dund Operative is a 2/2 human rogue. As long as you control an artifact, Dund Operative gets +1 power and has Death Touch. Nice. Okay, but where is our artifact? This is our artifact. Unfortunately, it costs 7. Presumably, we'll get more, but this one costs 7. It's a 5/7 and has Fabricate 1. We've also got Underhanded Designs. It's an enchantment for 2. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1. If you do, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Pay 2, sacrifice this enchantment, destroy target creature. Activate this ability only if you control 2 or more artifacts. I don't know about you guys, but this seems fine to me. We've got 2 creatures for 2 that we can play early on. We can build up to this guy. We've got an enchantment we can throw out. We can just use up extra mana to constantly cause them to lose life and us to gain life, and we can even use that to kill off a creature if we need to. I will keep it. Alright, we're going to start with this, because we don't have any 1-cost stuff anyway. End our turn and move over to Naya Polars. Anything for 1? No Goblin Guides? Inventor's Apprentice, a human artificer 1/2, gets +1/+1 as long as you control an artifact. Well, you don't. Alright. Okay, there is a lower cost artifact. Happy about that. A Snare Thopter, a 3/2 flying haste guy. So the swamp goes in, and we have two possible options. We can do a 1/4 lifelink. When an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Or a Dund Operative, get +1 power and has Death Touch when you have an artifact. Well, that's a 2/2, essentially. And if we do this soon, then there'll be a 3/2 Death Touch. But this, every time an artifact enters the battlefield, we get to scry 1. Now, the downside is this guy can't kill that guy, but he does have lifelink. And scrying is awesome. But this guy can kill that guy. I'm thinking this. I'm going to put this guy in. And I'll play Kingpin next turn. And then we'll work our way up to the Thopter. And hopefully this guy won't die. That's the hope. Alright, 2 lands. What you got? You don't got nothing. Cool. That sounds good to me. So I have an island which needs to go in. I also just drew a Whirler Rogue. 2/2 human rogue artificer. When it enters the battlefield, put 2 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So at this point we have 2 options. We can put Underhanded Designs in. We can start using our extra mana. We kind of need that in before we start playing artifacts. But I'd rather this guy no longer be summoning 6, so let's do that instead. Okay, go to the attack step. I will be swinging for 2. Now, technically, Tezzeret is more of, I guess, would he be considered control? Probably a little more control. But that's not the way I'm playing. I'm playing Kaladesh. Everything's been really aggressive, so I'm going to keep up that strategy. There we go. Go to our end, and Pious turn. Attacking, no. Because I would block and gain 1 life. You've got the Renegade Freighter. Oh, here's the vehicles. Whenever Renegade Freighter attacks, it gets +1/+1 and gains trample until end of turn. Okay. Unfortunately, you can't crew it right now, but I will keep my eye on that train. That train could give me problems in the very near future. Oh, looky here! It's a little filigree familiar. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. When it dies, draw a card. This is good. Like, this is really good. If I play this, not only will this guy become a 3/2 and have Death Touch, this guy will allow me to scry 1. The thing that sucks is that this guy has +1/+1 because he controls an artifact as well. It still seems like the right thing to do. Of course, if I get this in first... if I get this in first, I can start doing... let's do that. I'm trying to make quick executive decisions without thinking about it too much. Now, obviously, it no longer makes sense for me to attack here. Obviously. Now, I can swing here, and, you know, he'll maybe block. I guess he'll probably block me, and I'll gain a life. But then I will be tapped, and he'll come swinging at me next turn, and he knows I won't block him, so it's probably best if I just wait. Alright. Now, what I'm really hopeful for is that next turn I will get a land. That would be very helpful for me. Second main, you are playing the Gearberg Gearcrafter, 2/1 Human Artificer. When it enters the battlefield, you make a Thopter. So we're going to have a 1/1 flyer pecking at us until we can figure out how to take it down, probably with our Snare Thopter. Come on, land. Oh, thank God. The reason that's good is because that means that when we play this Filigree Familiar, we'll be able to also use this ability. You may pay 1. If you do, each opponent loses a life, you gain a life, and other things happen as well. So, we're going to do the... What's it? What? No, we're not doing that. Why would we do that? The advantage is it would give us 2 Thopters. Sure, we would be able to block their Thopter. But that's... This is important. We're doing this. I want to do this, darn it. So we play this. We have 1 free mana to do the thing I want to do. That activates, and yes, we will use that mana because we aren't going to use it otherwise. Alright, Foundry of the Consuls. Add Colorless to your mana pool. Pay 5, tap this, sacrifice Foundry of the Consuls. Put 2 1/1 colorless artifact creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. Do I really want this right now? I mean, having more mana is not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. Pay 5, sacrifice Foundry of the Consuls. Put 2 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creatures flying onto the battlefield. That's not that's not that great in my opinion. I don't really want that. I mean, I can make 2 flyers, but I got stuff in my hand. I'm not really concerned. I'm instead going to put this on the bottom. So that goes to the bottom. I get to scry 1. I get a 3/2 Death Touch out of it, which is pretty nice. Unfortunately, I'm still kind of at a stalemate. Swinging with the 3/2, I mean, he's Death Touch, but he's still going to die. So I'm going to hold back. Okay. I just thought of it. I probably could have swung with the 1/4, though. Although they might have ganged up on him. He's got a Weldfast Monitor. It's a 3/2 lizard. It can pay red, and it gains Menace until end of turn. And as a reminder, I think Menace means that I can't be blocked except by, 2 or more creatures. Okay. So that's Menace, which would be a menace to me right now. Oh, hi. Hi there, guys. Well, okay. Pleasure seeing you here. When this dies, I get to draw a card, so I could care less if that thing... Although, that's the only artifact I control, that's right. As long as I control, an artifact, this is how this guy has his abilities. Okay, well, this block makes the most sense, so I'm going to do that. I can't block the Thopter because it's up in the air. So really, at this point, it's just if I want to lose my 3-2. So, here's what I say. I say I double block and let him decide. You can decide the fate, because I don't care. I know I got the Death Touch. I kind of care, darn it. I do kind of care. You know what? Actually, no. No. It's how much damage? It's 2 damage. I'll take the 2 damage. I want my Death Touch guy. It's too early in the match to get rid of a Death Touch guy. He's a fantastic blocker. That makes way more sense. So I'll take 3 damage from the 2. That guy dies. And I gain 1 lifelink, so things are okay. Get an island. Cool. Things are looking pretty good for me right now. So now my options are Snare Thopter. If I put that in, I still have an extra land to do this thing, which I think would be a really solid choice. I also get to Scry because of that, which is nice. And I do want to do the Whirler Rogue at some point, like, don't get me wrong. But not yet. Let's do Snare Thopter. That'll also stop any air attacks, because they're pecking me for 1. We're going to go ahead and pay that 1. They lose a life, we gain a life. We get to Scry. Smuggler's Copter, a 3/3 flyer. Whenever Smuggler's Copter attacks or blocks, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Ugh. But it does allow a 1/1 to become a 3/3, essentially. Huh. Do I want that? I think I want that. That seems like something I want. Let's keep it. Sure. So that's what I'll be drawing next turn. Move to the attack step. You can't block my 3/2 now. So I'm going to swing with a 3/2 in the air. Otherwise, this thing... I'm going to swing with that too, actually. Screw you. And... you got the 2/3. That's fine. We're going to do those. This seems appropriate. Oh, that's right, you have a vehicle! I forget the vehicles! I forget how vehicles work! Oh, Jesus. Oh, crap. Well, that happened. Huh, vehicles, man. Yeah, that's the first time that's happened, but... I mean, in my defense, it's off to the side. I don't remember that they exist. That really sucks, but it's a lesson that has to be learned at some point, so it's better that it's learned when it's not the end of the game. Fateful Showdown. Fateful Showdown deals damage to the target creature or player equal to the number of cards in your hand. Discard all the cards in your hand, and then draw that many cards. Wow, someone really doesn't want that Thopter around. And they're willing to throw away a lot of stuff to get it. It's a cool card, I like that. Turning their 2/3 into a 4/3. Because I lost my artifact, I also lost my Death Touch. And that is nasty. What's confusing is that they turned their 2/3 into a vehicle. And they didn't attack with it. And now the vehicle's gone. And they have 1 less blocker. What sense did that make? That was confusing. I have an accomplished automaton. I've got a Smuggler's Copter, and I've got a Whirler Rogue. Let's put the Swamp in. I gotta get something back out there, because if I don't have an artifact, then this guy's not Death Touch, and that's helpful. Not to mention, when I play an artifact, I'll continue to drain their life, which is nice. I almost have enough to play the automaton, which is cool. This would make Thopters... Wait a minute. Ooh. Huh. Really? Do this. This creates 2 artifact creatures. You see where I'm going with this? Certainly you do. That means that I can pay 1 and pay 1. They lose 2 life and I gain 1 life, and now everything is good. Also, I get to scry 2, I guess. Do I want this card? Yes. Yes, I think I do. I like being able to have it as a chump blocker and draw whenever it dies. So I'll keep it. Oh. Is that the same thing then? Because I scry twice? I guess, whatever. Okay, it's still my main. What's your ability? Why are you all lit up? Tap 2 on to the target creature can't be blocked this turn. Oh, I see. So I could do that. And I could swing in with, like, 3? That seems pretty helpful. Does anyone gain anything from doing combat damage? I suppose not. That guy has lifelink, but that's really not that... That's really not that great. You've got a 3-2. If I want to do damage at all, and not have it be 2 in the air, then this makes the most sense. So I'm going to... It says choose a creature. That creature can't be blocked. So I'm going to make this 3-2 unable to be blocked. Then I'm going to tap these 2. There we go. That was pretty straightforward. Alright, so this guy can't be blocked, so he will swing. And confirm attack. That's 3 more damage. I can't be blocked. Why would you do that? Okay. Although, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I could lie. I'm going to be honest. I totally forgot about the train again. Once again, it's not in my head. That train's over to the side. I keep forgetting that that's a thing that can happen. It's a 4-3, and I need to be frightened of it. Welding Sparks. Deals X damage to target creature where X is 3 plus the number of artifacts you control. That's 6 damage. That is 6 damage. And yeah, that's going straight there. I bet you wish you would have done that sooner. Oh, it's another one. Wow, that's... Okay. Sure. Sure. Big man on campus. Okay, you're gonna swing with the 4-3? What are you doing? What are you doing? Is there some benefit to this that I'm not seeing? What the crap are you doing? Why? What are you... I don't... Whatever. I don't understand. Now, here's the thing that I had scried. I could get this in, and then I'd have a 3-3 flyer. And whenever it attacks or blocks, you draw cards. That's super cool. I like that a lot. I'm thinking that we'll probably play both of them? Maybe both of them. I definitely want the copter in. If the copter goes in, the 1-4 can crew the copter. And that's pretty swell. Let's do that. So that goes in. That activates, and it's going to ask me if I want to, and yes, I want to. So they're down to 7. I get to scry this. I could use some land. That's tapped land, which sucks, but land is land. I'll take it. I'm just really trying to get to 7 because I want to put in this guy. So now I've got this thing, which is useful. It can't be useful this particular turn. Could put this in. I don't get to scry again, and I don't get to use the ability again. That's the only problem. Maybe I'll wait a turn to throw that in there. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. And then I could swing... Huh. But what if I need to suddenly block with the 3-3? What is this thing? A 4-3? It's a 4-3. I've just about got this battle won. So I'm trying to play it safe at this point. I've been kind of reckless up to this point. But now, I'm like, okay, now let's just focus. I've got, like, over 3 times the health you do. But being unblockable and swinging seems like a really, really nice decision. Let's do that. We're going to do it to this thing and this thing, because that's literally our only choice. Oh, hold on. I did it wrong. What's the ability? You start with the creature that can't be blocked. Which is going to be the guy that can do the most damage, obviously. Then you're going to choose an artifact you control to tap, which is going to be these 2. Those tap. Then we're good. So now I'm unblockable. Continue. Okay. Obviously, we're going to swing here. Because he's unblockable. And 2 damage. Cool. And I still have a guy to block with. I'm trying to think if they're going to really They can't hurt me. I have 24 health. Well, I don't care. I'm going to hold on to the Filigree Familiar because next turn I'll be able to do it and continue to pull their health down. Just seems really beneficial right now. They're already at 5. What you got? You got a vehicle, Ballista Charger. It's a 6/6. When it attacks, it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Okay. That's fine. You got 2 vehicles now. I really need to wrap this up soon. Because they honestly have better board position than I do at this point. And they probably know it. Okay, that vehicle is summoning 6, so that was really dumb. What you doing, pal? You gonna swing at that train? You swinging with the train? There's the train. And whenever the taxi gets 1/1 and trample to end of turn, I'll take it. Why do I care? It's 6 damage. I have 24. Do you think that matters to me? It doesn't matter to me. Too little, too late, pal. It's over. Second main, you got 1 card in hand. We go to your end step. Alright, cool. There's the land I wanted. It enters tapped, which is a little unfortunate, but next turn I'll be able to play my Automaton. For now, I'm going to put in the Filigree Familiar. I gain 2 life, which I don't even need, and I'll activate my enchantment, which is spectacular. We'll pay it there down to 4. Cool. Get to scry 1. Aether Trade Winds. Instant. Return target permanent you control and target permanent you don't control to their owner's hands. That could be pretty beneficial for getting rid of something that's blocking me. But I can't really imagine wanting to do that on my side. Well, actually, no. I could do that and pull up an artifact to replay it so I could get the bonus off of this again. So, actually, yeah, I'll keep that. I'm not going to be able to play that next turn because I'm going to put in the Automaton, but that's still a good card. Cool. Alright, it's still my main. I got to decide exactly what I want to do. I'm thinking that we'll continue to do this this unblockable thing. So the creature that will be unblockable will be this card. And I will be tapping this and... Oh wait, you're flying, aren't you? Oh, I definitely want to do... I can win. Wait, I can win. Hold on. Hold on a second. I can win the game. If I crew this and attack with this in the 1/1, I'm pretty sure I win the game. Can this block flying? No. It's not reach. This thing is flying. I mean, it requires a crew of 3, but I think I can handle that? Yeah, I didn't even realize that I won. Okay, so it needs to crew 3. So it's going to crew the guy who can't do anything and also Lifelink Man. Sure. So those crew. So I have 4 flying damage in the air, man. It's done. Well, that ended a turn or 2 sooner than I thought it would, but I'm satisfied with that. Now, it may not be over. There's always a chance that there's something in his hand. Smuggler's Copter. Whenever it attacks or blocks, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. No, I'm not going to do that because the thing I'm going to draw is that thing I asked for. So I'm going to skip that ability, and I'm just going to swing for 4 and win the game? I win the game. It is difficult. I'm going to be honest. It's difficult to wrap your mind around vehicles because you get so focused on your creatures, and I often think of the artifacts as like a separate thing, you know, with enchantments over on the side. It's really hard to wrap your mind, especially from a defensive point of view, that, oh god, that thing over there that's sitting that you're not even paying attention to, at any point, can become a 6/6. That's a big problem, and it's something that you'd have to play a good bit of Kaladesh to really wrap your mind around. Anyway, we beat Tezzeret, so that's good. For all of Paya's ingenuity and experience, her inventing skills are no match for Tezzeret's powerful mental magic. Tezzeret gains the upper hand, and suddenly he attempts to land a fatal blow on Paya herself. Realizing this exhibition has taken a deadly turn, the crowd gasps in horror. Well then. So we kind of know what's going to happen next time. It looks like Blue Man Group and Tezzeret kind of get together, And then we're probably going to have to take him out as Chandra, or maybe Chandra and Nissa, or something like that. Either way, it's going to be a really doggone fun time. Thank you so much for watching. Join me next week for more StephenPlays Friday Night Magic.